everybody, here I am to making a story. My name is Irene, Pielich, and the story of the Tangram I have for the story for this video. And I'm looking how I can make a good video, so I really do my best, and this is what I can make for now. Welcome, and I will tell something about my story. I have it here. I have also pictures here, and I have pictures on the PowerPoint presentation, and I will try to show myself for the story and then the PowerPoint presentation, so the pictures who are coming together with the story. Well, I have the story of the Tangram, and it is for children, elemental children 1 and elemental children 2. It is about a potter and a pottery. He's making his own pottery. So you have two kinds of stories in one big story. It is the first one is about how he make his clay and how to produce his pottery, and it's for children to learn. But also be grateful and for what is making and what the effort is to make something. And then the second part of the story is about a journey to an emperor for contest. And then it is the Tangram, and I have here the Tangram. It's not in red like this in the picture, but you can see here the Tangram, and I will use it in the story. Well, I think this is the most important. There are two parts of the story, and you can give first day, you can give the first part about the pottery making, pottery, more the process of pottery, and then the second day or one day further, you can tell about the emperor, the journey to the emperor. So I will ask you to sit down, and I will do my best to tell the story. And I hope you will enjoy it. Well, welcome to the story. Well, do you know what a Tangram is? Oh, never heard about it? Do you know the story of it? No. Shall I tell something about this instead I tell this lovely story? Yes, well, I will tell. A story starts in ancient China. It was long, long ago, and it was about a poor man whose name is Tan. Do you know where China is? Yes, yes, it is indeed far, far away. And I have a picture of ancient China. I hope he will do it. There he goes. And I will put myself out of the screen, and there you see the picture of ancient China. Well, Tan was a potter. He worked with clay, and he was making by his own. He lived in a small hut, and next to his hut there was a stream of flowing water. And the stream had a very good bank of clay, very rich, good clay. He then could dig out the clay and make his own pottery. So here you have the picture of Tan. Look at its works. There you see Tan. Well, the story goes on. How did he make his pottery? And how he make his own clay? Well, I will tell you. First, he went to the river. And he dug on the bank of the river a lot of clay. Then he took it home, and then he put it dry on the sun, all to the sun, and then he take out all of insects and leaves and little stones of it, all the things that not good in it, and then he had to sift it, and he sifted, and then it came a white powder of it, and the white powder, that was the really first part of the clay. And then, if you had the wet powder, you put fresh, clear water in it, and he started to do this. And then he had his clay. And I will show you an old bamboo sifter. because it was a bamboo sifter he had. So here you can see the sifter. Then he sifted. But after all that hard work, then was exhausted. He was tired. He was always very tired. You can imagine how much work he had to do. And what did he make with his clay? No, it was not an ordinary pottery, but it was like flat tiles, like a plate. So very special he made things. He made beautiful, exquisite flat tiles like plates, and then he would take the flat side to his kiln. And what is a kiln then? Well, kiln is a place like a furnace. It is an oven, very hot, and especially for the pottery to bake it. And it's an oven where people bake clay so it becomes hard. But in order to have a kiln, you have to have something to burn in to make it hot. So what did it then do? First, I will show you the picture of the ancient China's kiln. And here you see, this is the kiln. This is how it looks like, where you have put for hot place for the pottery. So then we'll make, he needs his hot things, and so he has wood, he needs wood. Then would have to go to the forest and chop some wood. It would take him many days to go out and chop the wood and take it to his house, to his hut. Then Tain would come back to his hut with wood and bury it underground, where he would burn it without the presence of air. Why he would do that? Well, because if you put it down, it will burn and it will make a charcoal. And from charcoal, you can go to the kiln and make it there hot. Burning it without air turned it into charcoal. That's how charcoal was made. Then Tem put all the charcoal he had into the kiln, and finally he could make it's very hot to probably fire his clay. But then you think he's done, but he was not done. He had still work to do. Then did one more thing. He made a special glaze and he put it on the tiles so it looked beautiful. But to make that, he had to find special stones that produce a red color in them, and when he ground them, they would become a violent powder, red powder. When the first fire was done, then would mix the powder with some liquids, and it will do, and then he put it all on the tiles, spread it out, go in the film again, the second time, and then the fire will spread out more the glaze, and the glaze would melt into glistening, deep, beautiful red color, for which was then very famous. So I will show you the glaze, the red glaze. This is the red glaze. Wow, it's really beautiful red. But after all this hard work, it was absolute back-breaking for poor Tan. Think of all he had to do. He had to go to the river, dig out the clay, sift it, and then make tiles of it. But he needs also the hot thing, the hot kiln. So he took to searching for the wood, and he's chopping wood, and then go back at home, and he was tired. And then he must make the glaze, and then finally he needs his pottery. So he was He was tired. He was always very tired. You can imagine how tired he was. It was amazing. And then he had, of course, to sell the towels because you want to sell it. And he didn't get always money for it. Sometimes people gave him a head of rice, and he liked it. Sometimes he get a piece of fish or a piece of meat. He also liked it very much. Sometimes he gets some vegetables. That was also good. Or some beans, so good. And he liked all the things because he needed all that. He was very happy with this. And all was very good. And I will show you the plate when he got a lot of vegetables. Vegetables. That looks good, eh? It's good to eat. Well, then this is part 1. But then something happened. Something exciting in the life of then happened. And I will tell you, if you want to know more, yes? Well, let's see the story, how the story will unfold. And I will show the next picture. The next picture is from an emperor. The proclamation of the emperor. Proclamation of the emperor, yes. One day, in the emperor's palace, the emperor of all China made a proclamation. He said, I will give a reward to he who comes forward with the greatest piece of pottery in the whole kingdom. Send this word to all potters throughout all of China that the piece which is most beautiful will receive a wonderful reward. So you can imagine when Ten heard this and this this story reached to the village of Ten. He was excited. He ran to the bank to make the clay, and he made the most beautiful, perfect clay he could make. And he go to the woods, to the forest, and chop some wood, and he made the best charcoal he can make. And he did all what he can, and also the red glaze was really perfect without any spots, so beautiful. So you can imagine how hard he worked to make the perfect pottery for the emperor and for the contest. His work was simple, but it was said that one could look deep inside the glaze and it would look like all the way to the center of the earth. Wow, it was so beautiful what he made, and he knew he had something really beautiful, of great beauty and value. He did it. And then he showed it to his neighbors. Of course, you show it to your neighbors, huh? And they were all, oh, so you have made something so special. The perfect, amazing of the perfection of the square piece that Dan had created. Its beautiful beauty combined with its simplicity. He had made some very fine pottery to show to the emperor. So then he took off to the journey. Then took his piece of pottery, his beautiful red towels, after saying goodbye to his friends. And he started with his long walk, carrying the square in his hands. He started to walk all the way to the capital, to the palace of the emperor. He was walking. You can imagine when you walk, you start to think. Wouldn't it be wonderful, he thought, if I win this contest and I can win the reward? Wow, it would be wonderful, yes. That would be great because I made something so special of it. So he was walking. And then he thought, if I could get a pig as reward, I could eat for a month. Wow, that would be wonderful. And he was walking. And he walked and he walked and he walked. And when you walk, you think, yes, So he thought another thought. If the emperor will give me a reward of a piece of copper, then I could buy a pig and vegetables and other things. I was walking around and he thought, this is wonderful, yes. And he walked through my mouth. And then he thought, if the emperor will give me a piece of silver, well, with a silver piece, I could buy a pig, vegetables, and lots of other things. But I can also hire a boy who do the clay things for me. He can dig the clay and do the hard work, and I will be less tired, he thought. So he was walking with his thing, thinking about the silver piece. And a few more miles further, you can imagine, he was still thinking about this, about the reward, and he was walking. And then he thought, if the emperor will give me a coin of gold, oh, gold, then he can hire a boy, he can buy a lot of other things, pigs, all things, all vegetable, all he needed, but also to make him a new house, a real house, not a hut. And he was so happy that he smashed out his hands and his pottery fell on the floor and was broken. Oh, you can imagine how sad he was because his doll was broken. It smashed in 7 pieces. Oh my gosh. And looked at the ground and saw his broken plate, and he fell on his knees and wept. His beautiful plate had been shattered into 7 pieces. Would you not cry? Of course you will also cry. You made so much effort for it. Finally, I will show you the 7 pieces of the plate. The red plate. Wow, 7 pieces. Oh my gosh. So, what do we know? Finally, after calm down a little bit, he began to try to put the pieces together. How you make again a square and tall. But as he brought the pieces together, he saw a crane standing tall. He moved them further, and he saw an elderly woman with a sack on her back. And he moved them again, and he saw a baby crawling across the floor. And he saw many more pictures when he moved the pieces back and forth, back and forth. So he saw that these pieces were not ordinary pieces, but they are now pieces of wonder. He had something very special to show the emperor. And he didn't mind anymore that they are shattered because he had something special. So he goes on to the emperor. I will show you the pieces of wonder now. Wow, these are the 7 pieces of wonder. So then decided to show the emperor the beauty and the wonder of the 7 pieces. He walked and walked till he came by the gate of the emperor's palace. The guard opened the door and asked him, "Peasant, what are you doing here?" Well, he told the guard that he was here to show the emperor the finest pottery. "But where are your pottery then?" "Where is your pottery?" he said. Asked the guard. And then showed him proud the 7 pieces. He showed them, he said, "Here I have my pottery. It's very beautiful." "Well, these are all pieces. Go away, said the guard. But then dropped to his knees, and put all the pieces on the floor. And the guard looked at him, and he showed him. He moved them back and forth, and he showed again the crane standing tall. Elderly woman carrying a sack on her back, and a baby crawling across the floor. And he moved the pieces back and forth, and it came a lot of different kind of pictures. And the guard saw that, and he said, yes, these are really, really, really beautiful pottery and beautiful pieces. This must the emperor see. So the guard gave him permission to go to the emperor. As Ten entered the throne, dropped to his knees, for that's how one approached the emperor. He crawled in, holding the broken pieces together. He had them all in the hands, and he crawled to the emperor. And when he reached the emperor, he said, "Oh, mighty emperor, I have brought an entire entry into the contest for the greatest piece of pottery in the kingdom." Then the emperor said, "Where's the pottery? Then for what you hold is nothing but broken shards." Then said, replied, "Oh, great one, this is my entry. Please look at what I can do." And he spread the pieces on the floor, and he started to change them. And he showed the emperor a crane standing tall, an elderly woman carrying a sack on her back. And he moved them further, and a baby. He saw a baby crawling around across the floor. And he saw many other pictures, and it go forth and on. And the pieces were all making all other kinds of pictures. The emperor was amazed and entranced, for he saw the 7 pieces had become pieces of wonder. Then the emperor noticed that the sun had risen and fallen, and the entire day has passed in this great fascination. The emperor asked Ten to stand up, to rise. He said to him, "Ten, surely you have brought," and do again, "Ten, surely you have brought the greatest piece of pottery in my kingdom. You have brought the most wonderful thing I've ever seen, for in the 7 pieces you see hundreds of pictures. I see wonderful things." And he said to him, "Well, then you may go home and return to your village, and I will give you a pig." So he was happy because he had a month to eat. He was very happy with the pig. He was so grateful. Then the emperor said, "I have here a copper piece. You get also a copper piece." And he was so grateful. He was so happy because he had this reward. Then the emperor said, "And then you may take also this piece of silver." Well, Ten didn't have any breath anymore. He couldn't say, "Oh, thank you, thank you." So happy. And then the emperor picked up a big sack with all golden coins, and he gave it to Ten. He had made something beautiful and special. And Ten was happy, happy, happy. And he lived happily after all. I will show you the rewards first. These are the rewards. He got a lot of vegetables he could eat and buy. First buy and eat. Then pig. He got a piece of copper, a piece of silver, special Chinese silver, and wow, a sack with a golden coins, a lot of golden coins. So it is great. Well, and 10 was able to live happily from that time on and left a wonderful gift from the past, which we call the Tangrams in his honor. And this is the picture of 10 and the Tangrams, all the wonderful pictures you can make of it. And here we have a Tangram, and who is helping me to put it together and make it again a square like 10 also tried. And perhaps you can make also other pictures. Who wants to try it? Do you want to try it? Okay. Have fun. This is the end of the story. Thank you for looking, and I wish you a wonderful day. Bye.